There is a podcast about an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years.
Hello, welcome back to Could It Be, an Oak Island podcast. We are your hosts, Deidre and Dustin White.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
I think it's going pretty well over here. How about you?
Yeah, it's been a really good week, except for you were kind of sick yesterday.
Yes, and then this morning, and thank you to Theraflu and a nap, I'm doing better right now. We're like, we
Good.
better get this recorded while I still have a voice and I'm feeling all right.
Well, you sound good.
I hope so. My throat still hurts a little bit, but you know, I'd rather get this done before the voice goes, because that would be a very difficult podcast.
I hear you.
You could just talk to yourself the entire time.
I could, but I don't know that they would like that as much, the listeners.
Be like, bring back lady with scary voice, or no,
Nah,
no pitchforks.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, anyways, so treasure hunting this week. We've been mostly working on The Secret.
The Secret. Probably my favorite one right now.
Yeah, we've had a lot of focus on that one lately, and of course...
We've been looking at San Francisco, we've been looking at New York, we've been looking at... Where else?
We've been reviewing Milwaukee. You know, we've been reviewing a lot of them this week and just kind of digging a little deeper. Gotta love us some research.
Yeah, there's so much... Like, if you guys aren't into these armchair treasure hunts, you might want to look into them. They're just a lot of fun. I know that you guys like history. Or else, you know, you wouldn't be into the Curse of Oak Island, right? And these treasure hunts are just chock full of history.
We're learning a lot about ancestors and where they settled and coming over here to the New World.
Yeah, that's a big theme in The Secret.
Yeah.
Where people came from the quote-unquote old world to the new world.
Very true.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's been fun. We've been working on that a lot lately, along with a couple other little projects. One of those projects being putting together questions for our interview coming up with someone very special.
Who? Wait.
I
don't know. Should we tell them?
Yeah, those who follow us know it's coming. We're just getting really excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really stoked. This guy is super duper Oak Island knowledgeable.
Well, yeah,
I'm
we're
really
big
looking
fans.
forward to talking to him.
Big fans of who?
Doug.
Yes! I cannot wait to talk to Doug. So we're getting ready to set up a time to talk to him.
Yeah, so that's going to be super exciting. And then we have kind of feelers out there to our next interview. And not ready to announce that yet, but we will keep you all posted when that gets closer. And who knows, maybe we can kind of do one of these a month or something.
Yeah, so these interviews that we've been trying to do and we're setting up are going to be bonus. So they'll be separate from what we do after the show. You know, our typical recap speculation show here. Then you'll see some bonus content come out that'll be a separate thing. You can get it as long as you listen to our podcast.
Yep, it'll be available on the same way you get this one. It'll just pop up in the same feed.
Yep. So keep an eye out for that when it comes. We're excited.
Yeah, we are. And we've got less than 2 weeks now for our contest.
Oh, yes.
So if you haven't entered yet, go to Facebook, find our Facebook page for the podcast. It's at Oak Island Podcast on Facebook. And there's a picture of the book that, I'm sure you've seen by now. It's got like a island with a skull floating under the water, but it's the book by Randall Sullivan of The Curse of Oak Island, the story of the world's longest treasure hunt. We are getting close to about 200 entrants, so if you want to have a chance to win that book, we'll ship it to you wherever you are at if you win, and we are going to do a Facebook Live drawing for it on the 19th.
Yes, so give that a share in order to win the book. We saw a little glimpse of Randall Sullivan for next week.
Yeah, he's going to be on the next episode. That's pretty cool.
Pretty excited about that. See what his inside is.
Yeah.
Did I say his inside? I meant insight. Awkward.
Anyway.
Anyways.
We got a cool email this week, didn't we?
We did get a cool email. We got all kinds of love this week. You guys are so nice.
Yeah, we have like real fans. This is great.
Yes, or at least like a couple of them.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here. Where is the email? So we got this email just, was it today? Last night? Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
So it says, hey guys. This is from Britt. It says, hey guys, recently found your podcast and wanted to say thank you for putting this out. I literally laugh out loud every morning on my way to work. Seriously, you guys crack me up. I've been a follower of the Oak Island story even before the History Channel show. So your podcast has been an awesome addition to exploring the mystery of the island. We're in Delray Beach, Florida, just south of the Treasure Coast, famous for the 1700s Spanish galleon wreck site. I do a bit of treasure hunting myself, so it was great to hear that you both do as well. Would love to swap info if you guys are ever down this way. Thanks again for the content. Yes!
Yeah, that was really super awesome and nice.
Yeah, it like totally warmed my heart. And yes, we will exchange information if we come down that way. And there is a puzzle down there.
Yeah, one of the secret puzzles is supposedly in St. Augustine, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So someday.
Yes, absolutely. I hope we get to go down to Florida regardless.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be making Delray Beach, Florida, just south of Treasure Coast, on the trip.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
1700s Spanish galleon. We've got some history here on the West Coast of Spanish galleons.
Well, that's kind of called a movie called The Goonies.
Yeah. If you're a treasure hunter, I sure hope you like the Goonies.
Well, everybody does, right?
Well,
Hey,
maybe.
but before we move on past this email, I just want to ask Britt a question.
Ooh.
Britt, do you ever run into Mr. Gary Drayton out there looking for stuff? Because that's where he lives, right?
Yeah, he just had an Instagram post today with him hanging out on the beach with, jewelry that he found in the sand. I was a little jealous.
Yeah, well, he is a professional.
He is a professional. Wait, no, it's an expert metal detectorist.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But we've decided he should be world-renowned metal detectorist.
With his own TV show.
Of course.
Yeah. Hey, I told him something about that like a year and a half ago on Facebook before there was even a movement to do it. So I did it before it was cool.
What are you talking about? Oh, about him having his
Yeah.
own show? Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. Anyway,
So thank you, Britt.
yes, thank you very much. And one other thing I want to just say before we really talk about the episode, we did get a really awesome tweet from a fan named Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
He says, my new favorite podcast is at Oak Island Pod. Just discovered it last week and have 3 more episodes to catch up. If you like Oak Island, you will love this podcast. How awesome is that?
Oh, yeah. I kind of freaked out a little. I was like, oh my gosh, we have a #1 fan or a first fan or we are someone's favorite podcast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's okay, seriously, guys, I thought just my mom might listen to this. P.S. She has not listened to this yet. But to have other people excited about it, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for everybody that does show excitement, because a lot of people have given us reviews and we've received emails and,
It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say it enough.
Yeah, so
And
thank you.
yeah, and apparently we make people laugh, and I didn't know we were a comedy, but we sure are, I guess.
I guess.
Should we dive straight into the episode?
Yeah, let's dive in. What'd you
Where-
like from this week?
All the things. I don't know. Where do we even start? Do we start talking about the money pit? Because
Yeah,
we're finally doing something there again.
Yeah, they're grabbing that can and pulling it back up.
Yeah, so who's it? Vanessa with ROC,
Rock.
doing, they're putting down the hammer grab. They had like a 1.5 feet that they were digging out originally, saying that they're getting chunks of granite. Didn't sound like
Hey,
they
that's
were making
good.
much
That means-
progress at first.
That means, well, hey, they're done with the sludge, right?
Well, there was some sludgy
Yeah.
stuff, right? So
Well, I'm
weren't-
saying not like it was last time.
Oh, that was pretty gross looking,
Yeah.
like the weird putty clay.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's normal though. So, and then they finally, she gets the blessing to start twisting the can to see if they can pop it up,
Shimmy it up and out.
shimmy it up and out, and then it's like inch, literally inch. I was like, geez, this is gonna take a while.
Well, they ended up pulling it up a lot.
I was
like it was way
surprised.
up in the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shocker, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, I never even really thought much about getting those cans out of the ground and what that would take or what it would look like, because the cans are there, they're embedded in the ground. You just figure that's where they're gonna stay.
Well, it's kind of like 10x.
Yeah, 10x.
How long have those just been hanging out in there?
Yeah, those are kind of messed up, though. I don't think any kind of a shimmying will get those out of the ground.
No, I don't think so. Yikes.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, you know, this whole, we saw a lot of this graphic of pulling up the can and the treasure box sliding into place, and that all the treasure must got pushed to the sides.
Yeah, well, I thought it was funny. I don't know. It's always funny when they keep showing that graphic of, from like last year, they'll show the can going down square, like right on top of the, you know, supposed chapel vault. And then sometimes they show it hitting just the side and, you know, clipping it and pushing it, you know, to the side, kind of, you know. And it's just funny that they show both of those back to back. And
yeah, I remember you saying that when we were watching, like, make up their mind.
Yeah, which one was it?
What happened?
But then they did invest a lot of whatever resources into making that other graphic where they're pulling the can out, and then, like you were saying, it shimmies, or it kind of slides back into the hole, the vault thing.
Yep.
So that must be what they really believe happened. Or at least
maybe.
Yeah, at least the producers of the show.
You never know. But when we got our glimpse of next week, we saw some stuff coming out of there. So something happened, obviously, when they pulled it out.
Yeah, Craig was like, that's part of the chapel vault. That's what he thought.
Oh, Craig is definitely sure it's part of the vault. Very convinced. Well, let's see here. They pulled it up a bit, and then those people from Dive Tech came to do the sonar, which I was excited about.
I was too. We talked a little bit about it last week because we saw like a little glimpse of it, and you kept talking about this 90-degree angle, and that's what they called it today, or not today. That's what they called it in the episode, you know. But to me, it looks kind of bit more like 95 to 100-degree angle. It looks a little bit wider.
Whatever. Oh my gosh. You're crazy. Anyways, so, but then they put it down in there, and we see, what is that thing called? Like the Eye of Sion? Is that the name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I laughed so loud into the microphone. Oh my gosh. Oh, you make me sad.
I'm sorry. It's not my jam. I don't know.
The Eye of what?
I said Sion. I don't even know what that means. Or is. It's obviously wrong if you're laughing at me, because it is your favorite movie. That's why I asked you.
Okay. It's the Eye of Sauron.
Of what?
Sauron.
Sauron? Okay, I'll let you say it from now on. So the eye.
Yes.
And as they go towards it with their high-def camera and their sonar, it obviously crushes it.
What the eye does?
Yeah, it must be the eye. They're like, oh look, 90-degree angle, and then everything just went out, guys.
Yeah, well, that's a classic Oak Island.
Oh, classic Oak Island. I bet you it was that skull that's underneath the island. That's probably
that's the source of the curse.
He was like, no, crush.
Yeah, no, but you're crazy though. Just
you're crazy.
Yeah, so they were saying that little submarine thing, what is it called?
ROV.
Yeah, the ROV.
I like submarine better.
Yeah, well,
should have been yellow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
So it's rated to go down to like 1,000 feet, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they were saying?
Apparently.
And it's going down 200 feet, and it can't handle it.
Can't handle it. I don't know. Is water pressure different inside of a caisson?
The truth is down there.
The truth is down there,
and
but it keeps
can't
crushing.
Handle the truth.
It can't handle the truth. Wow.
Come on.
Wow. See,
I got the dad jokes too.
You got the dad jokes, and I can't pronounce the name of the eye. So as it got closer and looked into the eye, it got crushed. I saw someone on Facebook ask if there was any caulking left over from the dam, just so they could fix the submarine. Made me chuckle a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Where'd you see that on Reddit?
I don't know.
Was there
I
anything
wasn't
good on Reddit?
Reddit much this week. I don't know. I should probably see if there were any Bobby Dazzlers on there.
Yeah, that's
But-
all right. Maybe next week.
Yep. There were some Bobby Dazzlers over on Twitter, though, that I saw. Some good stuff.
You know, I want to mention one thing I saw a lot of on Facebook this
Hmm.
week. This is just going to be a little bit of an aside. Everybody's talking about Dan Blankenship.
That's true.
Like I saw probably at least 10 postings that say, "Where's Dan?
Well,
Like, what's going on with Dan? Why isn't he out there, enjoying these discoveries?"
I saw that on Twitter, too.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, one person saw it, and I guess everybody had to jump on that ship.
Yep.
But, guys, I think Dan's kind of retired. And he just comes out there when he's got some extra, spring in his step, and he wants to go and see what they're doing. And I'm 100% positive his son keeps him fully updated on what's going on.
Probably take some pictures and some video back
Yeah.
to him, and he's probably, he gets all the naps and, gets to retire and do his thing.
Yeah, right. Probably when everybody goes home, he goes out there with his flashlight and checks it
Right.
all out. Come on. That
That's
type.
True. That's true. Being all like Nancy Drew, out there investigating.
Yeah, something like that. Probably more like the Hardy Boys.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys does make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was an interesting side note.
Yeah.
We believe him to be all right. I don't know, because I don't know Dan personally. I wish I did.
The guy's a
But
legend.
He is a legend. He's legit.
Living legend.
Legit living legend.
Mm-hmm.
Money Pit.
Money pit.
ROV. Smashed. I mean, everybody looked really, really crushed when that happened. Just crushed. Do you think they're bringing those guys back soon? Or at all? Or are they going to go somewhere else?
I don't know, but I hope they get a more heavy duty ROV.
ROV?
Yeah. Because it seemed like this one just wasn't up to the task.
It was tired. It was ready to retire as well.
Yeah, the guy that was operating it seemed very into it and
Knowledgeable.
yeah, and
Not his first
he was
rodeo.
pretty. I think he was pretty good about being able to explain what everybody was seeing on the screens and stuff. Because it's his job, right? But
Yeah, that's true.
it's just I think they probably have the right team. Just maybe need a little more hefty ROV.
Well, and then they tell him, power it down. They pull it out. They can see it's waterlogged, and Marty's all over, like, running over there. We're running out of time. Let's get some hammer grabbing done. He wants stuff out of there.
Yeah, he
so.
tells Danny from ROC.
He's like, here's the fun part for you.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know. He was excited to run over there and hook that thing up
Oh,
and
yeah.
start grabbing. So
I can't blame him. We all want to see what's down there.
yeah.
It's good stuff. Hammer
Yeah, all of the
grab.
people that work down there, even if they're not part of the main team, they're all really invested.
Oh, they're so
they,
excited
they,
to be
they
there.
can't wait to. They want to be the ones that pull something special out of the ground.
No, I totally agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be.
Heck yeah.
Let's see here. What else? Okay, so near the money pit, or do you have more very specific money pit things?
Me? Mm-hmm. No, I'm good.
Because near the money pit, what's his name, found that stone that everybody...
What's his name? You mean Tori?
Tori, that guy.
You mean the newest member of the Oak Island team?
Yes, because he got invited to the war room. I see how it is. Not this time, though.
Well, sometimes Jack's not in the war room either.
I know, but, like, Jack has been there before. I want to find something, get invited to the war room, but then I have to get, invited to Oak Island and then go find something. So they've got the stone that they've done the scans on, and I guess Alex has been heading up the research and everything that's going on with that stone. It's become his project, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
what it seems.
Yeah, and he got in touch with that professor, right?
Yeah, let's see here, Dr. Lilia Kotar.
Yeah, she from some Catholic school in Washington, D.C.
She's a professor. She's got a list of credentials that includes symbology and runic studies. I instantly equated her to the Robert Langdon of this story. So I feel like she knows a lot. She seemed very knowledgeable in her speaking. Yes?
Yeah, well, I think they went to the right person.
I agree. Not that I know exactly who that right person is, but she said it's not runic.
That's surprising because it looked an awful lot like it, but not in the way that she described it. So,
Yeah, when she starts pointing out why it doesn't look runic, she's totally right.
yeah.
She's like, you guys, this isn't runic. What do you think about when later she mentions about potentially Gothic script? Was it like black letter?
Yeah, supposedly from like 12th, 13th century, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the right time period to correlate with Drayton's Cross, right?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I struggle with that at the same time because, they were comparing some of the different places you'd find it, like a grave marker in biblical text or just anything like that in that time period. I don't see it. When she said it was probably a decorative or architectural piece, I can see that. What do you think?
I don't know. I saw somebody mention that they thought it was like maybe a part of a sarcophagus.
A sarcophagus? Oh, we know all about sarcophagus, but really?
Well, there's just some random comment on Facebook. So,
Oh, okay. Well, random comments are good. There's always good nuggets there.
yeah, no, personally, I have no idea. They said when they first found it, Laird said that kind of rock is the second most common type of rock that they find in Nova Scotia.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's not something like, it's not likely that it's something brought from Europe over here carved. So if somebody came from Europe, it's a huge piece of rock. You're not going to bring that from Europe anyway.
Especially on a boat. Like...
Yeah. I don't know. It's a normal kind of rock there. Somebody did something to it in the past. That's not natural. So they just got to figure out what.
Well,
Sometimes these things take a lot of time.
She wanted to know the context in which it was found. Was there anything else around it, or which is all super important things to take into consideration. So they go out there and start looking for more rocks.
It was curious that they took Gary out there because, as they pointed out, metal detectors can't detect stone.
No, but she wants to know what other things were found around it. If he has a metal detected over there, there might be other things that are found around it that could be a hint to what it is.
Yeah, well, that harkens back a little bit to one of the prior episodes where, you remember when our buddy Travis, the star map guy...
Mr. Star Map.
Yeah, they were looking at, like, that stone triangle with, like, all the little stones. And Gary's like, we're not going to go. I'm not going to bother metal detecting over there. It's been gone over 1,000 times. That's not too far from the money pit. So where they found this stone wasn't too far from the money pit. Maybe Gary had thought and said, that area's kind of been gone over so many times, not worth going over again. And luckily he did, because he found some weird, perhaps token thing.
Yeah.
So
they potentially found a token. And I don't know. It's just...
Is it like Chuck E. Cheese?
Maybe. Oh, man, that meme. That was
Yeah, I
funny.
saw that one.
Oh, I think that was a Reddit thing.
There you go.
And I was browsing through and it popped up and I actually LOL'd. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Yeah. Well, before you showed me that meme, like, I was thinking to myself, I don't remember ever going to Tilt at, the mall when I was a kid playing arcade games. And, it's not quite that kind of token.
No, not.
Smaller.
Yeah, it's a little smaller.
Looks like a penny.
I kind of thought it was a penny at first.
Yeah. I wish they would have given us a close-up of it. They probably will next episode, but a lot of times they do give you a close-up of, like, remember when they found that, what do they call it, the cartwheel two penny?
Yeah.
They gave you a nice, good close-up of what exactly it looked like on each side during that episode. And this time they kind of, they gave you kind of a close-up, but it wasn't like dead on with, a white background to be able to see the features very well.
With their high intense microscope. But that being said, what about the recent potential gold coin they found and we haven't seen again?
Well, it's a good thing we still have another, like, 12 episodes, huh?
Do we?
Or so, I guess.
Ish.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, there's just so much. So around the money pit, because they've brought in all this gravel and such and kind of leveled stuff off. And then they find this stone. Does it make you wonder if they've covered up other important things?
Back in the, what was it, the 70s, Dunfield,
Yeah.
he had a 100-foot wide hole there, so
Yeah, that's true.
it's quite the hole. So anything right in the top area has already been moved probably a dozen times since the 1700s.
That's true. But a little bit further out, which is where they found this other stone, it begs the question of
What else is hiding in plain sight?
what else is hiding in plain
Yeah,
sight?
I hear you.
That's just, it's a little mind-blowing.
Well, it's good. They've been focusing on Smith's Cove. They've been focusing on the money pit. Not this year yet, but they focused on the swamp. They have these things they focus on, and it's good for them to see that other places can hold potential discoveries, and they'll broaden their scope a little bit. It's good for everybody.
It is. It's good.
So thank you for peeing in the woods, Mr. Torrey.
Yep. Good job. Good job. Okay, so they also keep calling it a runic stone after it's been said not a runic
It's what it
stone.
looks like. What else are you going to call it?
Torrey's stone. I mean, Billy has a wall. I love that. Can I just say we got a new graphic this week and I actually liked it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Where it's pulling out and it shows like the slipway and then where the L-shaped structure and the U-shaped structure is and Billy's wall.
Good old
And
Billy.
then the drain. I think that was a nice, helpful visual.
It was way better than some of the things they put up on the screen.
That's true. It wasn't, like a big moving thing. It just highlighted where everything was, what they have found. I liked it.
Yeah, well, there's still so much more yet to come in Smith's
man.
Cove.
Oh, Smith's Cove. So around the Money Pit area, we are thinking they should be searching for other things. And we have this runic stone that's not actually runic. It's something else.
Hey, it's a special stone.
It is a special stone. But that's about all we got out of the Money Pit area this week, right?
That is correct. And before we move on to Smith's Cove,
Oh, so excited.
we would like to thank our very first sponsor ever on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have been sponsored by Audible.
Woohoo! My favorite.
Yeah, you listen to audio books from Audible every month, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's an understatement. I obviously listen to a lot of podcasts, but I try to get through 2 books a month, whether it is listening and or reading. And a lot of times it is listening since I'm doing so many things. Broaden your knowledge.
You can definitely do that with Audible.
Yes.
So, some things you can find on Audible are, if you wanted to check out the Harry Potter series, they're all there. If you
That's
want to
your
check out the
favorite?
Lord of the Rings and figure out what the Eye of Sauron is,
Or
it's
whatever
there.
I called it.
Well, maybe that's what you should pick up next month.
No, I'm good. I like me a good nonfiction and fiction. What am I saying? I like them all, whether it's a mystery. I love me a good mystery. Right now, I'm into the Clive Cussler ones because it's a married couple doing treasure hunts. Go figure.
Wow.
He wrote a book about us, or
guess,
a bunch
right?
of books.
That's funny. Oh, good. Maybe I should listen to those at some point as well. But yeah, I guess there's about 180,000 choices on Audible that you can go and look through, and you can get a free audiobook download, and it's a 30-day free trial subscription. So this costs you nothing at all. Listen to, whatever audiobook you want. All right. You just go to audibletrial.com/Oak Island Podcast, and you can sign up for your free trial and get your free audiobook.
Yay! That's exciting.
Yeah, so thanks to Audible for sponsoring our podcast. And one more time, it's audibletrial.com/Oak Island Podcast.
Woohoo!
All right, now we can talk about Smith's Cove.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Smith's Cove. What is going on in Smith's Cove?
Billy's doing a lot of work in
Oh, my
Smith's Cove.
gosh. Billy. Oh, Billy. He's the best.
Yeah, well, he's definitely a fan favorite.
Oh, he has, yes. He's exceeding all expectations. We never thought he would be such a big star.
Yeah, well,
Should have saw it coming.
we should have saw it coming. So before we get to the big reveal at the toward the end of the episode, what else did they do out there? They did a lot of moving a lot of rocks around and, digging, obviously. Do you remember seeing Rick grabbing that big giant rock? That thing's got to weigh at least 100 pounds and just like chucking it.
I did. I was like, what? Who are you? The Hulk? Like, wow. So that was impressive. And they're all sitting there with pickaxes. And what's the first thing I say? I'm like, dig, 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 dig is what you got to do. I'm seeing a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs situation here. Mm-hmm. Just because pickaxes, jewels, treasure, it kind of works.
Yeah, well, weren't you saying to me earlier today that somebody recommended to Laird that he get a bunch of archaeology students out there to do some volunteering?
Yes.
And help them pick through all that?
Yes. I feel a sudden need to sign up as an archaeology major that can quickly volunteer to get out there and do some digging.
That'd be a pretty cool internship, right?
The best.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a fun idea.
Yes, that was.
And they could probably use the extra hands and young backs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were doing more exploring of the potential slipway.
Mm-hmm. And then Gary and Jack join, little metal detecting buddies. Shocked how much they've uncovered. They're like, well, we got Rick out here.
That's all you need, right?
That's all you need. So, and they find something, right?
Well, Gary starts metal detecting, and he finds this big, piece of, did he say it was iron? But it was just like a big, it looked like another one of those metal spikes. Mm-hmm. At first, it looked like it was just like another giant nail.
It did, but...
But then Gary says, whoa, this looks worked. This looks like a weapon. Mm-hmm. He immediately came to his mouth again was the crossbow bolt.
Mm-hmm. But it looks heavier than that crossbow bolt, and I kept pausing on the video, and it looked like the tip was flat.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely could have broke.
Well, and it still could have been. Okay, maybe not could have been. It seems so far-fetched that it would be a Roman pilum.
I agree.
Like, that just seems like, how? But anything's possible. It is Oak Island after all.
It is Oak Island.
I don't know. It does look like some sort of weapon. It does look like some kind of little spear, man. That thing will mess you up. Mm-hmm. Get jabbed with that.
Said a weapon or a tool. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's the pocket knife of the times.
It's huge.
Well, they didn't fold. Well, I guess if keys folded, then maybe their pocket knives could have too. But whatever. Or maybe it was like a inscribing tool.
Maybe.
Because if the tip
chisel?
was flat, yeah, I'm thinking if I'm carving on some wood or chiseling on some wood, it would make some nice straight lines.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's yet to be seen what that is.
Yeah, but it seemed bigger than that last one, and definitely was worked. And Laird was yeah, that's cool, but no idea what it is. Classic Oak Island. Mm-hmm. Classic Oak Island.
Very classic. But then later on at Smith's Cove, that's when we get the big kind of reveal of the concrete wall.
Yeah, because when they're looking around the money pit for other stones, and they get the call after they find the token, and Laird sounds downright excited, like, Rick, you bet be running down here.
He was stoked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was so excited. Like, we haven't seen Laird happy before. Like,
well, he's been happy.
I mean,
but he's not just like Eeyore. Hi guys, got my raincoat.
I said that wrong.
I like Laird. Okay,
I said that wrong. Okay,
I'm a Laird defender. You need to calm down over there. And we just haven't seen him excited.
Okay, that's what I meant.
This.
That was okay. I said the wrong
Better
word.
word choice.
My bad.
Next time we'll bring a thesaurus to our podcast.
Okay, well, he was super excited. How about that?
He was super excited.
Like, he was almost giddy. Mm-hmm. Like, that was something he was definitely not ready to see. Like, it made him, he was just flabbergasted.
You want to listen to the clip?
Sure.
Hey, Laird.
It's not wood.
What is?
It's concrete.
What in the world is that?
I don't know.
I mean, it's certainly unrecorded.
Yeah.
How deep does it go?
Well, we don't know yet.
A bit of a surprise.
A bit? A bit? You want to reconfigure that?
Yeah, I would say.
A concrete wall buried some 8 feet beneath Smith's Cove?
Yes, a concrete wall.
Okay, wait a second. So Laird is like, hey, I don't know how deep it is, but apparently Robert Clotworthy does. He said some 8 feet down.
Well, I think he means 8 feet under the dirt.
Okay, I guess that's fair to
Yeah.
assume. And Billy's like, a bit of a surprise, trying to downplay it. And
Yeah.
Rick's like, seriously, dude,
This is amazing.
this is crazy.
Yeah. I saw, I don't know where the person found it, but on Facebook, somebody put a picture of Rick digging in a trench next to this concrete wall. And the concrete wall looked about 6 to 7 feet tall with him standing next to it. Like it was substantial.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. I mean, maybe they just found a random picture of Rick like helping out at Dan's house and in a ditch or something.
Who
I
knows?
don't know.
It looked like the Smith's Cove, though.
But I mean, we do see, if we fast forward to where Randall Sullivan is on next week, and he tells them to look for a entrance that it would be now underwater potentially because he thinks one's there. Thinks one is there. Maybe that's a concrete situation.
Yeah, well, every time they show the box drains, those are like supposedly concrete tunnels, or at least the flood tunnels should have been a concrete structure going into toward the money bin, right?
Wait, not the box drains. The box drains have always been made of rock.
Not when they usually, like when they show the graphics, they're like these nice, neat concrete things.
No,
But
they have lines in them. They're straight up rock. Like, nobody's saying concrete. Maybe like the actual flood tunnels. Maybe that's what you're thinking.
I'm thinking both.
Okay, well, wrong.
Okay.
I'll compromise with tunnels, yes. Box drains, no.
Okay.
Okay.
We know what at least one of the potential box drains kind of looks like
Yeah, because they...
with the stones. Yes.
Yes, that they haven't dug.
But I'm just talking about the graphics they put up.
Yes, okay. That being said, they did not expect to find concrete, and it's awfully close to their cofferdam wall,
Yeah.
which is concerning.
Yeah, because, man, maybe they should have put it out another 20 feet.
Yeah, that would put it out more than far enough. Hopefully, well, if they need to dig any further back, they're saying then they have to call the engineers and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
Right? We don't need any flooding catastrophes.
That would be bad.
That would be very bad. The wall looks super straight. Like, as far as, straight across. It didn't
Okay.
look like some big curvy thing. But I guess they haven't really opened it up much.
Yeah, don't know. It's a mystery, and hopefully we'll get some more insight on it next week. But
I saw someone put a post up showing that it looked like there was rebar coming out of it.
Mhm.
But I know reinforced concrete's also been around super long time. Regular concrete, concrete's been around forever. They actually used to use it for cooking on. But I don't know. The whole thing's a little mind-boggling. And then we see on the next week, and when it's during like Project Blue Book, that there's something with 2 pipes coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the concrete, which again, mind-blowing, and Laird looks shocked, stunned. What about, okay, I've been speculating a lot this week, and I'll probably go way left field, but I'm gonna throw it to you first. What do you think the concrete is?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Even
a guess?
Trying to think. I don't know. What the heck can they use that for? That would be below the water level,
Well, okay.
I don't know.
Bear with me here.
Okay.
Do you remember when we were researching in San Francisco the Sutra baths?
Yes.
So it was a outdoor bathhouse that actually was an indoor bathhouse because it had the glass and all
Sure.
that fun stuff. But it was seawater.
Okay.
Like they were, and this isn't the only one, obviously, that's ever been built this way, but it looked like concrete and you're using the seawater to come in. There was a freshwater bath too, but I'm just thinking back, the Romans also made like public bathhouses.
Yep.
Also,
Famous for it.
the salt water used to be, what they would say to cure things like
Yeah.
leprosy. Like you'd be sent away to go to some of these places. Well, or you could try to, go somewhere so that you don't get shunned by the rest of society and bathe in the water to be purified and cleansed or whatever it is. We hear stories in, from biblical times about bathing in particular, usually within the religious realm. Water, and particularly salt water, is super important. And so what if, as someone had pointed out before, the wood structures, they look like, because of how the supports were, they weren't gonna be able to keep water out.
Yep.
What if the goal was to keep water in? So if you're keeping water in, and what this looks like as a slipway or whatever, if we look at, say, example would be the Sutro baths, and they had like platforms and such, people could get up and down and in and about. For all we know, it could be a very old bathhouse or a place you don't get, carried off to sea, but you could swim and hang out. And maybe these box drains are just a way for them to like pump in heat or something from somewhere to keep it warmer. And yeah, see, I'm going super elaborate and left field
So
here.
the Oak Island mystery was to keep a bathhouse on Smith's Cove in business.
Maybe they were curing lepers on the island, or maybe it was just a big deal because they would need, it's a good bathhouse area, but not a house. It's like outdoor swimming. So really, it was a big aquatic park for Templars and Masons. Or if they're carrying lepers, I don't want to open that vault. Like, let's not unleash a plague. Yikesos.
All right, you're talking crazy again.
Okay, but
calm down.
Okay, so I'm getting a little crazy with the whole vault thing. But seriously, if we think about it, what if it was to keep water in? Could that have been a thing?
I don't know. I guess the water level would have to have been a lot lower.
Huh? No, because if a big part of the structure got destroyed in a storm, it would only take like one storm to wipe the entire thing out because of how it is, which happened to many of these old baths, whether they're I've seen them over in England and
Sure.
They don't last long because they're right there open to the sea. And if you look at the ruins left over from them, it looks a lot like, these concrete things that are out here keeping water in, and then they're divided, with a few billy wall here, and so that, maybe your lepers are here and your other people are here and there's a baptism over here. I don't know.
It's very fun to think about. I'll have to give it some thought over the next week. I can't give you much
can't?
feedback on that right
No?
now.
Are you just like so blown away at the idea that I would even think about something like this?
If you want to call it blown away, sure.
Blown away. Okay, so my husband officially thinks I'm crazy. See,
I'm not the only one, I bet, after listening to that.
that is true. Hey, I've been wanting to write a fiction book. Maybe I'll get some inspiration here.
There you go.
Maybe there's a bathhouse. So then, hey, look, we already have a token on the island, right?
Okay, sure.
Water slide token? I don't know. Maybe?
Probably not.
No? Dang. Okay. I tried because I already threw away my idea that the other one was a cofferdam or whatever, because, all the nesting dolls have cofferdams. It just doesn't make sense. But neither does a bathhouse. But it's concrete.
Listen to you. You're already talking yourself out of it.
Nope, I'm committed.
Okay.
It's a bathhouse. Was a bathhouse.
Well, we will have to see what more they find.
Yeah. I'm going bathhouse. I'm excited about next week.
Yeah, next week should be a fun episode. It looks like a lot going on. Looks like finally, I'm proven right.
Finally, you're proven right. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Did you see Jack Bagley?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I did.
Did you see him going through the spoils by hand? Duh.
I laughed out loud because I saw that table and Jack was just a different color again.
He's coated in gunk.
And he's got the big ol' hose and yeah, they said something about bone.
Yeah, he
maybe?
said, "Hey, that looks like it might be a bone." You know, kind of in the same vein as the last bones they found last year out of H8.
And this is H8. Oh yeah, they find another piece of parchment, right?
So these spoils, I guess they just go through differently. They're not going to put them through the wash plant, which is good.
It makes you feel better.
It makes me feel a lot better because you're not going to find the bones and stuff out of Smith's Cove. Well, not likely anyway.
Never know. We didn't look for concrete.
Who the heck knows, right? But the stuff that they had pulled out of H8 in the past, when they went through it piece by piece with the hose, with that washing table with Jack, they're going back to that style of, they never really dropped it because they were going through they were doing Smith's Cove. And now I'm just repeating myself, but back to H8, that makes sense. I'm so glad to see that my fears were for nothing. Because they're doing it right.
No, it makes sense. Besides your spoils that are coming out of H8, there's a lot less of them than there is what's going to come out of the Cove.
Totally.
Where they're digging up these huge structures. So that makes sense. It was interesting, the parchment that they found with red on it.
Yeah, Doug was quick to point that out. Like, hey, that's what they used back in the day. That looks familiar.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
It's so crazy that it didn't just like bleed off in all these years being underwater or whatever.
Well, it was a different type of
but maybe it was caked
paper
into and maybe it was also like caked into mud or something. Maybe it wasn't so exposed to water.
Maybe it was wrapped in clay, which made it like waterproof.
Could be.
Could it?
Could it be?
Could it be?
It's not time for that yet.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah. But it's a little crazy. I'm excited for next week. What else for next week? Was there anything else that really stood out for next week? I can't think of anything.
Was Gary up to something? I don't recall.
I don't either.
I don't know. Anytime Gary's up to something, it catches my interest. So I guess he wasn't, or else I would have paid more attention to that.
That's a good call. But so I think we're just going to spend more time at H8 and hopefully we're going to learn more about the concrete wall or tunnel or bath or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well,
I hope so.
We will see. They'll have more answers. I have no doubt about it. And they'll have a lot more questions too.
I was going to say, what about the questions? Is this a good time for us to talk about clot-worthy moments?
I think it is.
I think so,
I'm excited to see which moments you picked out.
Well, okay.
Typically, Deidre picks the clot-worthy moments.
I do. Now, we're going back to only 2 clot-worthy moments.
Yeah, same as last week.
Okay, the winner from last week is...
The L-shaped structure?
Yep, so that was the winner.
It's a good one. Was it a landslide?
It was not a landslide. It was very close. Our closest vote yet.
Wow.
It won 53% to 47%. How about that?
Well, look at that. We had a real competition here.
This week, we are going to do something a little tiny bit different with the clot-worthy moment. We are going to open up the voting onto Facebook as well. So the voting is going to take place on our Facebook page, which is at Oak Island Podcast on Facebook, and also at Oak Island Pod on Twitter. Not our Twitter page, right?
Not our Twitter page. Okay. We have a Twitter feed.
Yeah, but you'll be able to vote for both of them there, and we'll repeat that in a moment as well. But go ahead.
Okay, so the ones for this week. Our first one is...
Gothic script.
Gothic script.
Yeah, I knew that had to be one of them.
Yes, because it says it's not runic.
Yeah, well, that was pretty cool. I guess that's why the runic choice for the clot-worthy moment lost last week, eh?
That does make sense because it's not runic carvings.
Yeah, so that was cool. What's the next one?
All right, the next one is...
A token.
A token.
From your local arcade.
Maybe Chuck E. Cheese. or Tilt or whatever your local arcade is.
I used to go to a place called Aladdin's Castle when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We have a Big Al's here that's pretty hoppin', but you know what?
You know
they
what?
don't have tokens.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah, for the game, where you get tickets.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. The rest of it, most modern arcades are just card swipe things now.
Oh, well, that's kind of lame. That's okay. Maybe this token's not a lame arcade game token.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I highly doubt it.
But those are fun, clot-worthy moments.
They are. So we'll do them on Facebook and Twitter, and then we'll combine them.
Yep.
Because not everybody's on both. Mm-hmm. And that way, hopefully, we'll get more votes.
Yep, that'll be fun. And then we'll see what more people have to say about the clot-worthy moment, right?
Yep. Super excited.
Yeah. And I do want to share a couple iTunes reviews.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is from Joel Z2.
Okay.
And Joel Z titles this a must for Curse of Oak Island fans. Says, this show shares my love and excitement for a tiny Canadian island. If you love the show, you will love this podcast. So fun and perfect in-depth look into each episode. I get equally excited about this podcast as I do the show. Pure awesomeness. Thank you, and please keep up the good work.
Wow.
Yeah, how's that?
As excited about the podcast as the show?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm actually shocked and very flattered.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, Joel Z. That's, wow.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Thank you.
It's hard to follow that up, but I got another good one here. I just wanted to, because we're getting more and more, I just kind of do two, I guess, each episode. But we have another one from Machu70. This podcast is a treasure in itself. Very informative breakdown of each week's episodes. Deidre's wit and Dustin's knowledge of treasure hunts bring it home nicely. How about that?
I love that. He said I had wit. But he also equally said you did not. Because you have a knowledge of treasure hunts and I have wit.
Well, what would you rather have?
Wit. Wit all the way.
Yeah. It is. Okay, you're good. Okay? You're good. The knowledge of treasure hunt thing, it's really good to have all the knowledge, but unless you bring home the bacon, you don't have a lot going on because only one person gets to win those things, and you can have all the pieces of puzzle, but except for the last one, and still, it's no good.
That's why not everybody's a treasure finder, just a treasure hunter. Mm-hmm. Right?
Pretty much.
That's why we make a good team because
Your
one
wit
of us has wit and one of us
has
knowledge. I think I just insulted myself.
Owned. That was my plan the whole time.
No, it wasn't. Lies. All lies. And he also called us a treasure.
We are a treasure.
A treasure.
Yeah.
My heart is happy. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
No, seriously, we really do appreciate the reviews.
All the feedback, too.
All the feedback. And that's how we continue to grow as podcasters and get better.
If you want, feel free to keep sending in your reviews. We've got a bunch on Facebook lately. We've got a bunch on iTunes, like we just read. And we got a lot of people reaching out to us now. So we really appreciate it all. And it feels great to have fans. So thank you very much.
Yeah. And because people have done that, more people are finding us online.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great.
Yeah, if you know anybody that's a big fan of Oak Island and they don't know about us, which is most of them, please
seriously.
Bring it to their attention, and we'd be very happy to, hopefully entertain them as well.
Exactly. So how can they find us?
On our Twitter page.
Twitter page. On
kidding,
Twitter.
Just kidding. At Oak Island Pod.
And then on Instagram or Facebook at Oak Island Podcast.
Mm-hmm. And you can email us at oakislandpodcast@gmail.com.
And that's it. Right?
Sure, I guess.
That's all the things. And of course, you know where to find us wherever you get your podcasts, or else you wouldn't be listening to them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I knew you'd say that.
You're welcome. Until next time.
Could it be?
bit of a surprise.
A bit? A bit? You want to reconfigure that?